Let me show you how I created this bottom navigation bar in Android Studio. Okay, so you can see how it works. I'm running this on my phone, my actual phone. So you can see how it works real time. So you can click on the various aspects, the various icons. I see how it opens different fragments. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do in this video. You can also rotate it and see how it works. So real time. All right, so let's get right into it. It's based on Java. Open your Android Studio, click on create a new project, click on empty view activities, give the project a name, then make sure that the language selected is Java, then click on finish. So once you click on finish, you get this interface. Then right click on drawable new, then vector assets. So on the vector asset, click on clip art, then it gives you this environment. So we need to first add the various icons. So that's what we are doing now. All right, then type whatever icon you need, but my own I'm using home. Click on it, select it, then give it a name. Be careful of the name you are giving because we are going to need it later. Okay, so we just created the one for home, icon for home. So create another one. So going through the same process. So click on clip art, then select what you are looking for, search for what you are looking for or what you need. Then in this case, choosing settings. Then you can change the name if you like, or you can actually leave it with it, but I like always to change it. So just do the same thing for the rest two icons. So you can see. All right, so added one for info or about, then of course for people or for users, for all users. So that's what we have here. So we have all of them here, as you can see. So here, so what we now need to do is, so you can see all the various icons here. You can see that of home, you can see that of settings, and so on and so forth. All right, so now having done this, then we need to create the layout. Right, so right click on layout, that is click on res layout, I click on it, then look for new, then we need to create a new fragment. So we are creating the one for home, then give it a name, make sure that the name starts with capital letter, then click on finish. All right, so once you have this, then you create the same thing for all the other ones, the same process, that is. Okay, so this one will be for a different fragment for settings. Okay, so you can see that it's added to the main activity. We have two now, home and settings. Okay, but the only thing that these are fragments. Okay, so then the next thing we need to do is to create the one for about and create the last one for users. So the same process is what we do to add the last one. So go back there now, then right click on layout, then new, then give it a name, users. So it's added like this. So you can have all the four fragments added. You can also see their corresponding layouts or fragments, which will be .xml. So now we need to create a directory. Okay, so create a directory, then call this one menu, because that will is a different folder or a directory that will specifically hold the menu bar or that bottom menu segment. Okay, so we need to add a file inside. Okay, so add a new XML file or a layout XML file. So we give it a name, bottom nav menu.xml, that's the name. But we need to move this one to the menu folder. So drag it right like that. Then click on refactor. We need to separate it from all the other layouts. So you can see that the menu is separate from the menu folder or directory is separate from the rest, but they are all children of res folder. All right, so if you open the bottom nav menu now, this is what you have. So let's work on delete this aspect of it. So let's add some code. You can also do a drag and drop here, but I just prefer using code for this. All right, so we add the menu tag, then within which we add icon tags, item tags. Then we'll give it a name or an ID. Then we'll add the various icons to it. Then of course the titles. So just copy and paste to make it fast. So just edit it to look like this. Of course, you are at liberty to change whatever name you want to give, but be careful so you don't have issues moving forward. All right, so I suggest you give it what I'm giving so that you can always change it when you want to do something specific to a project. All right, so if you look at it at the view now, or the design level now, design view, see how it is displayed. Okay, but this is not what we are using. We are going to use it in the main activity page. All right, so now since we are here, then now that we have done that, so what we'll do now is that this is what we have so far on the activity. So go to the activity underscore main file. Okay, so this is this is what we have now. Then remove this area, then we are left with this. Then we'll bring in, or we add the frame layout tag. Then we just implement it like this. We just write the various codes as you can see here. Okay, so once we have done that, so this is the frame. So within the frame tag, we'll include another tag called com.google.android.material.button. I'll adjust that later. It's supposed to be .bottom, not .button. All right, so then we'll give it an ID. So once we have done that, then we'll close it out. Okay, so if you close it out now, then let's check it at the view. So you can see, you can see that the button now is showing. It's supposed to be bottom. So change it right here to bottom. So you can see that the icons are showing right there. All right, and you see where it's staying. It's at the bottom. Okay, so because we use the bottom navigation, the bottom navigation view. All right, so now that we have done that, I think this is what we have. You can see the various names here, or the various icons I created before. Okay, so this is settled already. So if you run it now, and view this on my physical phone, see this how it looks. It looks cool. All right, so next we want to make it that if you click on the various icons, it should show the corresponding frames or segments or fragments. All right, so to do that, go to main activity.java, then open it. So once you have opened it, you are greeted with this code. Then the next thing we need to do is I go to this area of the code. Yeah, this area of the code. So here you would bring in the button that's create. I will say bottom navigation view. So let's do some importation here. So go to this area, this top area. They now say import. So we are importing Android x.fragment.app.fragment x. Yes, add x to it. All right. So then once you have done that, they come back here. Then where you have the bottom navigation view, then bottom navigation view equals find view by ID. Then what are we looking for? We want to look for bottom navigation. Okay, so that is the name we gave it at the XML side. Okay, so now that we have done that, then we'll now say get support fragment manager, then dot begin transaction dot replace. Now what this one actually does is what will help to more or less replace the current fragment that is seen or that is shown to the user. Okay, so the first one will be for settings, then commit. So that will be the default one. Okay, so this will be the default one. Then I will now say bottom view navigation, bottom navigation. There's a little error. So there's a little error here. Oh, okay. So what we need to do now is to come here is actually bottom navigation view, not item view. That's what that problem came. So remove this, then adjust the object name, which is this one. It should be bottom navigation view. All right. So I think we are good to go now. All right. So now that we've done that, then come here. Then what you have within this list now. So we say fragment, selected fragment equals none. Then we now say if we can also use the switch statement for this. Now say if item dot get item, if it is equal to navigation home, then it should show the frame or the fragment. Then otherwise it should if it is user, it should show that of user, and so on and so forth. Okay, so like I said, you can also use a switch statement for this. Okay, maybe when I'm doing the one for Kotlin language, I could use that. Then of course, also let me know if you want me to implement that of Kotlin instead of Java, because Android now heavily depends on sort of, the language is more or less Kotlin now, but it's actually heavily dependent on Java runtime anyway. All right, that's why I like using Java in my projects. Okay, so now that we have done that, then if selected item, if it is not empty, if it is not equals to null, they will not get the support manager fragment manager dot begin transaction dot replace frame container selected fragment dot commit. So look at the code carefully. So once you have seen it, so before we run it, go to fragment. Go to the fragment. Let's make it look a little bit better. So just drag in test view. I'll make adjustments to make sure that it fits properly. Then give the test a name just to know that that's where we are. Then this one will be user fragment. Then we can change the color of the text so that we can see the different. We can also give it background color anyway, but just change the color for just to know. I think that's enough to know that we are on that page or on that fragment. Then we'll change the size of the text, so that will be 45 sp. Then if you look at it and see how it looks a little bit bigger than the default one. So then once we have done that, then we can, like I said, we can change the text of the text. We can change the color of the text. Then we'll change it to red. Let's just make this one red. Double F, then hash double F 0000. So you see that it looks red now. All right, so every other thing remains the same. I'll just copy this and use it to edit. Use it to replace other ones and make some adjustments to suit that. So I'll go to that of about now. Just delete everything there and paste this one in. Then make adjustment to see how it looks. So you can see how it looks now. Okay, you can see how it looks. Then like that and like that. Okay, so you can do the same thing for all the other ones. So this is what we have so far. Okay, this is what we have so far. Then before you run it, this is about home, then settings, then user. So make all these adjustments as you please. So before we run it, let's go back to main activity.java. There's a little, okay, yeah, this one needs to be home. Sorry, that needs to be home, no settings. So if you are home, you should go to home. That if you click on home, you should go to home. Then if you click on settings, you should go to setting. Okay. Then this one for users, then it should also go to users like that. Okay. Then the one for about, then should also be for about. Then we now need to add one more, which is for settings. So just copy this aspect of the code, then paste it and adjust it. So this one should be for settings. So this one will be, let's adjust this one. This one will be for settings. Then this the selected fragment should be equal to new settings like that. Then of course this one will be for about, just how they are laid out on the design view. All right, so this is what we have so far. There's a little thing at the top. So this is what I have so far. So yeah, this is okay here. Okay, then go up here. Then this one needs to be home instead of settings. That is content. Yeah, this one needs to be home instead of settings. Sorry about that. All right, so so that does it. That settles that. Then finally, before you run it, go to the activity main. Then just look at the code again. I made a little adjustment here. Here, for example, here on the fragment, we have all this code here. Check it. It's a little bit different from what we did before. Very subtle difference that we have. Then we come here. What was not in that one specifically is line 27, where you have label visibility mode labeled. That's line 27. So I specifically added that. It wasn't there before. Yeah, this one. All right, so just added that on this one. So once you have done that, so we'll run it and see how it looks. So if you run it now, you can see that before the label was not showing underneath the icon, so you can see that it shows by default, but you don't want it to show by default when you run it. Until you click on it, you just remove that label visibility label. Alright, so I hope this helps you. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already. Like the video and share it. See you in another video.